Welcome to this special video 50 important words every CSS PMS aspirant should know. If you're preparing for CSS or PMS exams, vocabulary is your weapon. These 50 powerful English words with simple meanings will help you in essay writing, precis, comprehension, and interviews. Let's build your vocabulary step by step and make English easier, smarter, and stronger. Stay till the end. You might already know some words, but the true meanings and smart usage can give you an edge in your CSS journey. The first vocabulary is 1. Sovereignty means supreme authority or power of a state to govern itself. 2. Constitution, a set of fundamental laws and principles by which a state is governed. 3. Bureaucracy, the system of government officials and departments that run the administration. 4. Rule of law, the principle that everyone is equal before the law. 5. Ideology, a system of ideas or beliefs that guides political or social action. 6. Nationalism, strong loyalty and devotion to one's country. 7. Secularism, separation of religion from the affairs of the state. 8. Human rights, basic rights and freedoms to which every person is entitled. 9. Diplomacy, the practice of managing international relations between states. 10. Federalism, a system in which power is divided between central and provincial governments. 11. Accountability, responsibility of public officials to answer for their actions. 12. Transparency, openness and honesty in governance. 13. Equality, the state of being equal, especially in rights and opportunities. 14. Justice, fair and impartial treatment under the law. 15. Suffrage, the right to vote in political elections. 16. Parliamentary system, a system where the executive derives its power from the legislature. 17. Dictatorship, a government ruled by one person with absolute power. 18. Civil liberty, individual rights protected by law from government interference. 19. Good governance, efficient, transparent, and accountable management of state affairs. 20. Public opinion, the collective views and attitudes of citizens on political issues. 21. Ideologue, a person who strongly advocates a particular ideology or set of beliefs. 22. Populism, a political approach that appeals to ordinary people rather than elites. 23. Pluralism, acceptance of diversity and coexistence of different groups in a society. 24. Hegemony, dominance or leadership of one state or group over others. 25. Autocracy, a system of government where one person holds unlimited power. 26. Oligarchy, rule by a small group of powerful individuals or families. 27. Anarchy, absence of government or law, complete disorder. 28. Referendum, a direct vote by citizens on a particular political issue. 29. Plebiscite, a type of referendum to determine public opinion on a political question. 30. Civic sense, awareness and responsibility of citizens towards society and the state. 31. Impeachment, the process of charging a public official with misconduct. 32. Incumbent, the current holder of a political office. 33. Legitimacy, the general belief that a government's rule is rightful and accepted. 34. Patriotism, love and devotion towards one's country. 35. Diplomatic immunity, legal protection given to diplomats from local laws in foreign countries. 36. Devolution, transfer of powers from central government to regional or local governments. 37. Repression, the act of suppressing freedom, dissent, or opposition. 38. Apathy, lack of interest or concern, especially in political participation. 39. Xenophobia, fear or hatred of foreigners or people from different cultures. 40. Geopolitics, the influence of geography on political and international relations. 41. Patronage, support or sponsorship given by a powerful person, often for political gain. 42. Elitism, belief that power and privilege should belong to a select, superior group. 43. Meritocracy, a system in which advancement is based on ability and achievement, not connections. 44. Sedition. Speech or action encouraging rebellion against the authority of a state. 45. Militarism. Belief in maintaining a strong military and using it to defend or promote national interests. 46. Censorship. Suppression or control of information, ideas, or expressions by authorities. 47. Diplomatic relations. Official ties between two countries for managing mutual interests. 48. Sovereign equality. The principle that all states, large or small, are equal under international law. 49. Totalitarianism. A system where the government controls every aspect of public and private life. 50. Demagogue. A political leader who gains support by appealing to emotions, fears, or prejudices.
Welcome to this special video 50 remaining important words every CSS PMS aspirant should know. We have discussed 50 words in the previous video. Now here are the remaining 50 words. Let's build your vocabulary step by step and make English easier, smarter, and stronger. Vocabulary 51. Secession. Formal withdrawal of a region or group from a political entity or federation. 52. Reconciliation. Restoration of friendly relations after conflict or disagreement. 53. Liberalism. Political ideology emphasizing individual freedom, democracy, and human rights. 54. Realpolitik. Politics based on practical considerations rather than moral or ideological ones. 55. Bilateralism. Conducting political, economic, or cultural relations between two countries. 56. Multilateralism. Cooperation among multiple countries to achieve common goals. 57. Appeasement. Policy of giving concessions to avoid conflict or maintain peace. 58. Sanctions. Penalties imposed by one or more countries to influence another nation's behavior. 59. Impunity. Exemption from punishment or freedom from the consequences of actions. 60. Uprising. A revolt or rebellion against an authority or government. 61. Annexation. The act of adding or merging a territory into another state, often by force. 62. Armistice. An agreement made by opposing sides to stop fighting temporarily, a truce. 63. Bloc. A group of nations or parties united for a common purpose or interest. 64. Cartel. An association of producers that controls prices or limits competition. 65. Cold War. A state of political tension and military rivalry without direct armed conflict. 66. Colonialism. The policy of acquiring and maintaining colonies by one nation over others. 67. Decolonization. The process of a colony gaining independence from a colonial power. 68. Deterrence. The use or threat of force to discourage an adversary from taking action. 69. Doctrine. A belief or policy held and promoted by a political, religious, or military group. 70. Ideological polarization. Deep division in society due to conflicting political or moral beliefs. 71. Insurgency. An organized rebellion against an established government or authority. 72. Intervention. Interference by a state in another country's affairs, often militarily or politically. 73. Mobilization. The act of preparing and organizing troops or resources for active service. 74. Non-alignment. A policy of not aligning with any major power bloc in international politics. 75. Proxy war. A conflict where two powers use third parties to fight on their behalf. 76. Revolution. A fundamental and often sudden change in political or social structures. 77. Status quo. The existing state of affairs especially in social or political contexts. 78. Superpower. A nation with dominant influence globally due to its military and economic strength. 79. Unilateral action. A decision or step taken by one state independently without others' consent. 80. Veto power. The authority to reject or block a proposal, especially in the UN Security Council. 81. Accountability mechanism. Systems that ensure officials are responsible and answerable for their actions. 82. Advocacy. Public support or active recommendation of a cause or policy. 83. Austerity. Government policies aimed at reducing public spending to control debt. 84. Bureaucratic red tape. Excessive rules and procedures that slow down decision-making. 85. Corruption. Misuse of public office for personal gain. 86. Decentralization. Distribution of authority from central to local governments. 87. Empowerment, giving individuals or groups the power and confidence to make decisions. 88. Entrepreneurship, the act of starting and managing a business venture to make a profit. 89. Globalization, the process by which the world becomes increasingly interconnected through trade and communication. 90. Human Development Index, a UN measure of a country's progress in education, health, and income. 91. Inflation, a continuous increase in prices leading to a decline in purchasing power. 92. Innovation, the introduction of new ideas, products, or methods that improve existing systems. 93. Sustainable development, development that meets present needs without harming future generations. 94. Public policy, government strategies or actions designed to solve societal problems. 95. Privatization, transfer of state-owned enterprises to private ownership. 96. Regime change, replacement of one government or political system with another, often by external influence. 97. Think tank, a research institute that provides policy ideas and analysis. 98. Welfare state, a state that assumes responsibility for the social and economic well-being of its citizens. 99. Brain drain, emigration of skilled and educated professionals to other countries. 100. Civic engagement, active participation of citizens in social and political processes for public good.